Hey, welcome to the You Ask the Pros Answer podcast. Your questions answered by the pros you trust, presented by Pro Exteriors. My name is Cole, and I am your host today. I think we've all been there. You've just finished a deep clean of your house inside and out. You've pressure washed the siding. You've stained the deck. The lawn is mowed. Maybe you just had your roof or siding replaced, and everything looks great. Then on the way to your car in the morning, you walk past your trash cans and you are hit with that all too familiar smell. I think it's probably a question we've all asked ourselves at some point, but seldom do much about it, where we say, the outside of my house is immaculate, but my trash cans stink. How can I fix this? To answer that question and to talk about the problem that a lot of us face, we've brought on the ultimate pro. Shane is the owner of Bin Busters, and he is here today. Shane, welcome. This is the You Ask the Pros Answer podcast. Do you have questions about an upcoming exterior contracting project? We've got answers. Welcome to the You Ask the Pros Answer podcast. All right, Shane, so what initially got you into the business of cleaning up people's bins? I want to ask it another way too. What is your bin busting origin story?
It's kind of funny, actually. So a local trash company came by. They were dumping our trash. They busted a hole in the top of our trash bin lid. And I procrastinated. It was peak summer. It rained. I had maggots everywhere. The trash smelled horrible even after they dumped it. So finally, my wife had gotten on me enough. And I called the company and was like, hey, I got a big hole busted in my bin. Smells horrendous. Is there anything you guys can do? So they're like, yeah, sure, we'll come out and replace your bin. And I was like, oh, crap. We had bought our house 6 years prior. So I was like, man, I wish I called 6 years ago because we inherited these bins that were already wore out. So they came out. I was expecting a full brand new bin. They replaced just the lid. So I get home, I pop it open. I'm like, oh, no. I still have all the gunk down in it. So I call them back and said, I was expecting a new bin. And the lady who I spoke with said, no, we busted the lid. If we would have busted the bottom of the bin, we would have replaced it, but it was just the lid. But we know of one company you can call. And I was like, there's only one? And she was like, yeah, just one. So that's what got my brain going. So I did some research, looked up that company, of course, made sure that it was the only one because I thought maybe they had, inside job there almost trying to just push me to that company. But
right.
In fact, there was just one. So I did about 6 months of research, found some equipment down in Florida. And ironically, I ended up buying that guy out 6 months later as well after I got my business started. So kind of one of those dumb luck type of things, but capitalized, on the opportunity. And here I am.
Yeah. So the waste management company that you called actually referred you to a company that does what you do now?
Yes, exactly. Because I'm sure they get tons. Well, actually, I'm not sure of. I know they do because now they actually send everyone to me. But yeah, so they get tons of calls of people wanting their bins replaced, not just for being busted, just for smelling bad, maggots, bacteria, all that stuff. So it eliminates calls over and over again to them. They just forwarded the customers to me. So,
man, so I'm glad for your sake, but what a missed opportunity by that waste management company to just create like a branch of their business that just does the cleaning,
Well, it's funny you say that. I'm trying to not say their business name because I don't know if they would want that.
Yeah.
But so the company I bought out, who they had told me to go to, actually, they were affiliated a smidge. It wasn't a ton, but they were.
Gotcha.
Things happen though, and I'm sure you guys know you have different divisions.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to run one division, let alone 2, 3, 4, so I think it was just, right time, right opportunity for myself. And, I capitalized and here I am.
Yeah. When did that all take place? That initial conversation with the company and then you doing the research?
It was the end of 2020. And I actually started the business, like I said, about 6 months later, which was 2021.
Wow. So was it the truck that really just allowed you to actually launch it? Because we're going to show the audience here in a little bit what it looks like, but it is a pretty impressive piece of equipment. Was that what allowed you to start?
Yeah, I actually didn't start with that truck. I started
Okay.
with a trailer, a pull behind trailer, because it was the more affordable option. Because anybody who starts a business from the ground up, you got to put a lot of equity into that, or a lot
Yeah.
of money into that to build your equity, of course. And I essentially got my wife on board and used my personal line of credit, I'll say,
Yeah.
to go out and get the business started. So I didn't start with that truck. I had to build up to obtain that truck.
Okay.
But what I found out quickly is at the beach here, very tight roads, a lot of cars. So backing a trailer in downtown Lewes is, you know, nearly impossible. So I found
Yep.
myself, having to put the bins in the back of the truck sometimes and going to, big parking lots, things like that. And that's not, not the correct way to do it, not the efficient way to do it. So that's when I again had to get my wife on
Yeah.
board to get this truck.
Yeah, because your guys' process, when I came out to watch you guys one day, I was amazed at how quickly you guys work and how effective that quick work is. Yeah, the idea of having to like load up nasty bins, move them to another location, clean them, bring them back. Yeah, obviously that wouldn't have been sustainable for too long.
Yeah, not efficient at all. And not only that, it was also with the truck, it was, I told myself if I invested in the absolute best equipment, I would get the best results. So that was the flip side of that. It was, I would have been fine with the trailer and I would have made it
Sure.
work. But if I really wanted to grow this business and expand and be the top guy in the market, I really want to, I'm a billboard. So anyone who sees my trailer that I had or my truck, I wanted everyone to look at it and go, this guy doesn't just have a silly idea of cleaning trash bins. He's
Yeah.
a legitimate business and he's providing a great service to the community. And I think my truck really represents that.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I'm guessing, was it just you at the start of this? I mean, I know your wife, and behind any business owner, man, woman, is a spouse who either passively supports or is actively involved in the business operations. But was it just you essentially going out into the field?
Yes, it was. Yeah. And like you said, my wife was in, behind the scenes doing all the scheduling, calling customers, doing all that. But it was just me, boots on the ground, elbows deep in trash
Yeah.
bins, building this thing. But that was the absolute best thing I could have done for myself because it sounds silly just being a trash man, but there's a lot more to cleaning a trash can than just picking it up on the back of the truck. I learned a ton that I would never be able to have any employee do without knowing how to do it myself. So
Sure. And I would assume there's also the customer service aspect of it too. I mean, sometimes I imagine you're pulling up to a residence while somebody's at work or out and about, but there's probably customer interactions that take place too, right?
tons. I mean, I have customers, I show up now, my children now are 2 and 6. Obviously I didn't have one when I started. My son was
Yeah.
only 2 when I started. I have customers now that, ask to see photos, ask how my son's doing in school. So it's actually the cool thing about this business is, my business isn't required. People seek out my business. So, they're excited to see me. They're excited to see their trash bins, but we gain that relationship because my business isn't forced on them, by the
Right.
town or by the county. It's something that they truly want. So um, that is one good thing about my business is, you know, like you have to pay your electric, right? Like
Yep.
you just have to in order to survive. You don't have to have your trash bins clean. So everyone, not everyone, 99% of the people I deal with are always in a great mood to see me. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate that because it does make the days better.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm assuming, this summer's been hot and then you've got those cold times of years too. So I'm assuming any of the positive interactions, just like you said, make the days better. I'm wondering if you could tell me what your team looks like now. So I know this has been about 4 years since you launched. Yeah, what does your team look like?
Yeah, so we've expanded, by hard work and dedication. I do have 2 guys who work for me now. I don't like to
Cool.
say work for me, work with me now.
Yeah.
And they're actually one is my brother, so family, and the other is my next door neighbor, who I also consider family. So I still like to believe, family owned and operated, just because that's how I feel about both of them.
Yeah.
Not sure where it's going to go. We keep showing up, doing a good job. The intention is to have 10 trucks on the road. But as of now, I got two guys working side by side with me.
What do you love about your job? I mean, you've shared a little bit about the customer interactions, but yeah, what are some of the things that you love about it?
You pretty much just said that it's the customer interaction, but also providing a service that, like I said earlier, isn't forced down your throat. It's something that you truly seek out and want, and it's unique. So I really enjoy when people are, they email or they call and they say, I'm so excited to see my bins after you do the first clean, and then we do it, and they leave the Google 5-star review or they send the email back. It makes me feel good knowing that we're doing the right thing and providing an outstanding service to the community. Community is everything, as you know, here in Sussex County. It's so small. Everybody knows everybody. And it really makes me feel good when I hear people talking about bin busters, or they say, hey, I heard about your business. My neighbor uses you, and they absolutely love your service. So for me, that makes it worthwhile, because there is long nights and there's challenging times and there's breakdowns and equipment malfunctions. And if you didn't have those and business was super easy, everybody would do it, right? Everyone would have to do business. But for me, it's, getting through those challenges, and then on the backside of that, having, the rewarding experiences. So that's just it.
All right, let's get down and dirty a little bit. Why do trash cans get so gross? I mean, I think most of us listening or watching, we bag up our trash. Maybe we throw away the occasional Starbucks or McDonald's cup, on our way in from the car, but why do these cans and bins get so nasty?
Yeah, so like you just said, you can bag everything, but you could also have a leak in that bag. It's the smallest thing, household items like tissues, napkins, diapers, any of that good stuff goes into the bin, right? And then you've got the heat and humidity on top of that, which obviously organically stuff is going to grow on that. So you get these harmful bacteria that are growing, and then you add in, like I said, that heat and humidity, and you get flies. The flies get in there, and then they're laying larvae, they're laying their eggs. And next thing you know, your entire trash bin, you have bag trash, but you have maggots all over, right? And you're like, how is that possible when I did everything the exact right way? And that's just it. You can do that, but with heat, humidity, trash, leakages, it's bound to happen. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
So, and I'm going to speak for myself. I can't speak for anybody else, but I mow my grass every week or as needed. We try to power wash, our siding once a year. We'll stain our decks. We'll take care of like a roof that's not looking great or whatever. Why are the trash, like, you can drive by these beautiful multi-million-dollar homes and they look amazing, and then you've got these two giant bins sitting out front that are just gross. Why do you think people just leave that to be when they are so meticulous about everything else?
I think it's simply because it's
Gross.
Trash, right?
Yeah.
People associate trash with being gross. But if people really knew that you have more touch points with bacteria on your trash bin than you do your toilet in your home that you clean once a week, they would probably get them cleaned, right? But that's the truth. I mean, you have more touch points on a trash bin with bacteria than you do on your own toilet.
So just as a weird aside, so we moved into this neighborhood that we live in now about a year ago, and the HOA, everybody loves homeowners associations, and they do a lot of good.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
We are required to keep our trash bins in our garage unless we have a screen outside. And I got to tell you, I knew our trash bins were bad, but I didn't realize just how bad until we had to start leaving them in our closed garage all the time. That's not a question. That's just me venting to you in this instance.
And there's a lot more just like you that have to do the exact same thing.
Yeah. And I guess it's partly because the HOAs just don't want these beautiful homes to be marred by, dirty bins.
Yeah. Some folks think trash bins are an eyesore. We can't live without them, though.
Right.
We got to have them. But for some reason, people think they're an eyesore.
All right. So to this point, people listening might be thinking, all right, so Shane and his crew just go out and hose down these trash cans, and they put them back and they move on. The process is a little bit more involved in that. Could you share with me just kind of what the step-by-step process looks like?
Sure. So first and foremost, you would sign up through our website. You go
Okay.
online, sign up for service. We have 3 different options. Once you do that, we receive your sign up. Everything's fully automated with our service. So you would sign up online. We would get you on the schedule. You'd receive a text and an email with your cleaning date, which we clean on the next day. So if your pickup's on a Monday, we will be out on Tuesday to ensure that your bins are empty. Then the day before your service, we also send a reminder text saying, bin busters coming to your curbside. Please make sure your trash bins are empty. And then when we get there, we clean out your trash bins, clean, sanitize, deodorize your trash bins, and pull them back up to your house when the job's complete. And then you'll receive another message when the job's complete saying that the job was complete. And not long after that is normally when I'm getting all the phone calls and texts, the thank you messages. And like I said earlier, that's, the part that I love the most.
How do you guys handle weeks that have holidays in the middle that kind of shifts the pickup schedule?
We do just that. You just nailed it. We follow a local trash bin company here. Like I said earlier, I don't want to mention any names, but we do follow a cleaning schedule.
So you guys are already made aware of that.
Yeah, exactly. So we delay one day.
Okay.
So like we just had Labor Day. It was a Monday, of course. We delayed the service one day.
Cool. All right. So let's say I'm a new customer. I've signed up through your guys' website, and my first cleaning is scheduled when, let's say I was hanging out, because you might actually enjoy it. We've had customers that'll like set up lawn chairs as we're replacing the roof, and they'll sit there and watch our every move all day long. But let's say I'm one of those people. Yeah. What would I see take place? Like, what is the actual cleaning process? Could you walk me through that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So first we would get there, we would inspect your trash bin. We'd open them, make sure there's not a bunch of loose trash, because we can't take that with us. It's not a trash truck. It's a trash can cleaning truck. So we would inspect the bins, make sure there's nothing in there that we can't clean. So we do dump our water at the county wastewater facility. So we have rules and regulations we have to abide by in order to dump the water that we self-contain. Once we do all that and everything's good to go, we put the bins, we have grabber arms on the back of our truck that grab a hold of the bins, just as if they were dumping your trash cans. We do the same thing because we are picking them up. We clean off the outside and the outside of your lid. From there, we flip open the lids, clean the outside or the inside of the lid, and we pick your bins up. 200-degree hot water, 360-degree spinning heads, high pressure hot water, and we clean your trash bins. We pull them down, inspect them. Sometimes we have to scrub them, so we have a scrub brush, things like that. Pick them back up, and we repeat that cycle as many times as needed until they're clean. And after that, we give them a good wipe down with a towel on the inside, spray our deodorizer in them, and pull them back up to your house.
So you did a really good job of explaining it, but I was on your website earlier and saw, the video that shows the step-by-step process, and I thought, man, I want our audience to see this, because I don't know, the kid in me is like, man, this is a really cool, like even just the mechanism of how it all works. I was like, that's cool that somebody engineered a vehicle to do this exact thing. So I want our audience to see this. We're going to take a second. We're going to watch this together.
Are your trash bins in need of a serious makeover? Introducing Bin Busters, your go-to solution for pristine, eco-friendly bin cleaning. At Bin Busters, we're more than just a cleaning service. We're eco-warriors on a mission to keep your bins spotless and your environment safe. With our state-of-the-art trucks and specially formulated cleaning agents, we can zap away dirt, grime, and 99% of germs in seconds. And as a veteran-owned business, we understand the importance of a clean and healthy home. That's why we go the extra mile to ensure your bins aren't just clean, they're practically germ-free. Say goodbye to bacteria, food residue, and unpleasant odors. Bin Busters leaves your bin sparkling clean every time. And because we're committed to protecting the planet, we use only the best EPA-approved cleaning agents and products. Clean bins, clean conscience. That's the Bin Busters guarantee. So why wait? Give your bins the TLC they deserve with Bin Busters.
Yeah, I just think it's a cool process.
I've cleaned thousands of bins, Cole, and I'm telling you, every time I watch it, I'm like, I'm super proud, of course, but I'm just like, this is a service that if people only knew about it, that they get it done one time and you'll never not get it done. I truly believe that, and I love watching that video.
I wonder, so I was listening to you and I talked off mic that we both like listening to podcasts. I was listening to one last week. It's a comedy podcast of all things. But one of the hosts on there was like, man, I play this power washing simulation game on my phone. I was like, somebody developed an app and a game for power washing. I was like, man, I'd play this. Like, if you develop the Bin Buster game, I'm there, man. I'll download it.
That might be next.
Yeah. All right. So what is the real benefit of hiring a professional to do this as opposed to tackling it myself?
Sure. And let me start by saying, to each their own. So if you're a guy, I know I'm a guy or gal who likes to be hands-on. Some people are, I'm not going to pay anybody to do that when I can do it myself. Good on you. Reach out to us. I'll give you tips and tricks to help you out that way to make it a little easier for you and help keep that smell down. But if you want the convenience, having bin busters do it, like I said earlier, we're using 200-degree hot water. That's going to kill a ton of germs and bacteria where the garden hose just isn't going to do. Second, I was saying earlier, we dump our water at the county wastewater facility. We self-contain that dirty water. So when you're cleaning out in your driveway, you're probably dumping it in your grass. So it's soaking in your soil. It's going down from there into the, stormwater catch pond, more than likely, not always, but more than likely. And third, it's the convenience, right? We're showing up to your curbside day after your trash pickup, cleaning your bins. We're leaving them smelling like mints. Take your breath away when you open it because it smells so many. So you're saving that time. And that's the biggest thing. In today's world, convenience is everything. And I feel like Bin Busters really provides that.
Yeah. I mean, time is one of those things that you cannot buy. You and I are both husbands and fathers, and I could go out and clean my trash bin, but I would rather spend it with one of my kids or go to the movie with my wife or do both.
Yeah. And not to mention the good back spray that gets in your mouth if you're trying to do it yourself.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Or the ghillie suit you got to wear because you don't want to get stuff all over you.
All right. So earlier on, you mentioned that there's 3 different options when somebody visits your website. What are those frequencies? I'm assuming they're different frequencies that people can choose. What are those 3 different options?
Exactly. It's one cleaning every 4 weeks, one cleaning every 12 weeks, or a one-time cleaning.
Okay.
Now you're going to hear that and go, oh, so probably monthly, quarterly, and one time. That's actually not correct. It is 4 weeks, 12 weeks, because here in Sussex County, there's biweekly recycling. So we can't do it once a month because some months have 5 weeks. So,
okay.
So it's 4 weeks, 12 weeks, or one time.
And then I don't want you to necessarily give me like a dollar amount because here we are in 2025. This episode will live on as long as the internet does. Is it an affordable? I know affordability is a relative thing, but is it an affordable service?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll just compare it to another service.
Okay.
As in, if you skip 2 morning coffees every 4 weeks and have it at home, our service would be the same price as that. So I'll leave it at that. If you can, you can manage to have the 2 cups of coffee at home instead of buying it out 2 times every 4 weeks, you'll be able to pay for our service. Yeah.
And so audience, you can, and we're going to have the Bin Busters website in the show notes. So you can visit their site and you can see the cost in real time. Like I said, if the way things are changing these days, you never know what the cost is going to be for anything. All right. I was going to ask, are the cleaning products environmentally friendly? But that video mentioned that they are. And so what you're spraying is truly just good old fashioned, really hot water.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We're not using any cleaning agents at all. It's hot water and elbow grease, which is completely free. But yeah, no cleaning agents. And the deodorizer that we spray in at the end is actually, you can buy it right at your local Lowe's. We have a little mixture that I'm not going to say what it is, but it's all, eco-friendly, 100%. And like I said earlier, everything we do is, gets tested. So I can't dump anything, at the wastewater facility that's not approved. So 100% eco-friendly.
Cool. Well, so our primary listening audience is, Southern Delaware, Maryland's Eastern Shore, but we have people that listen all across the country, other countries. obviously you guys have a specified service area right now. So people that live within your service area, how can they get in touch with you guys?
So two ways. Like I said earlier, all of our signups are done through our website, and that's www.thebinbusters.com.
Okay.
Again, www.thebinbusters.com. You'll know you're at the right place if you see a turtle slipping, sliding out of a trash bin, as soon as you hop on there. And then you can reach us by phone or text, 302-499-4600.
Cool. And then lastly, so the last time I saw you, you were wearing a Bin Busters t-shirt. I commented on the polo. Do you want to give any special shout out to the reason you got that?
Yeah, my lovely wife. If she didn't buy me clothes, I would have the same clothes from 15 years ago, because that's just, who I am. But she outfitted me nicely, and it fits nice. I feel good.
Cool. Well, Shane, I appreciate so much. I know, running a small business, you've got to be running in a million different directions. I'm so glad to hear that you've expanded and brought on some new team members, but I know that your time is valuable. I appreciate so much you spending it with us today.
Absolutely, Cole. Thank you so much. I had a blast, and I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Shane, thank you again for being on the show today. Audience, one more time, if you would like to learn more about Bin Busters, you can visit their website at thebinbusters.com and check things out on there. Well, that is all we have for you today on the You Ask the Pros Answer podcast. Hey, would you please continue to help us get the word out about our show? The best way to do this is to leave reviews on Apple Podcasts, follow us on social media, or simply tell a friend. Also, if you are watching on YouTube, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Before we go, we want to hear from you. What are the questions you have related to exterior home remodeling? Would you please send those questions to info@askproexteriors.com and place "You Ask" in the subject. If you're facing an upcoming home project, we hope episodes like this help empower you to tackle them with confidence. Remember, knowledge is power, and a little bit of research can go a long way. Until next time, happy home owning. The You Ask the Pros Answer podcast is produced in-house by the Pro Exteriors team. Pro Exteriors is the exterior contracting division of Empire Construction Group, LLC. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only and should not be considered legal advice. For more answers to your questions, please subscribe to this channel and podcast so you'll never miss an episode. Do you have an upcoming home remodeling project? Find more answers to your questions at askproexteriors.com. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Would you please help us out by hitting that subscribe button? That would be awesome. Also, if you never want to miss another one of our uploads, please be sure to hit that notification bell. All right, thanks. See you.
Subscribe.